Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for watching this video. What are we going to do? This is a writing video. So it has to do with editing an essay. So who has written this essay? Student whom we're going to call Paquita. Okay, so let's see Paquita's writing. October 18th, 2021. So this is the task. Change is something that all humans experience. Do you think this is a positive or negative? Or sorry, do you think this is positive or negative? So this is the task. So we're gonna go over the task. And first of all, let's see how many paragraphs we see here. There are 4 paragraphs, okay? So I'm gonna put that here, paragraphs. We have 4 paragraphs. That's cool. It's an essay. And then the number of words, that's important. Okay, how many words did she have? How many words did she write? Let's see the number of words, and 344 words. That's good, especially if you're getting training for TOEFL. That's great. Okay, so now let's start analyzing this essay. Let's read the task again. Change is something that all humans experience. Do you think this is positive or negative? I will be reading the paragraphs, and then we will be talking about the things that we can see here. Okay, so let's see Paquita's paragraph. First of all, this is what I like to do. I like to copy this here. Then I insert a cell. And here I paste the paragraph. In that way, Paquita can have her original paragraph right here. And we can see some corrections here. We can do the corrections there. Okay, so first of all, I don't like to put or write corrections, but comments. So let's start by counting the number of words we have in the introduction. And she wrote words, 59 words. Okay, this seems to be a small introduction, 59 words. So let's give it a read, all right? We are reading the introduction at this very moment. So are you ready? You can follow along. It says, it is true that during our life, we will all experience several changes. I believe that changes are part of human evolution and as such, in overall, are a positive thing. Although I can think some reasons why people can have some difficulties when coupling with changes, I believe that the positive outcomes of changes outweigh those problems. All right, so first of all, we have to ask ourselves, if we see a hook. Okay, is there a hook? What is the objective of having a hook? When we have a hook, we are getting the reader's attention. Okay, so that is the objective of having a hook, getting the reader's attention. Okay, do we have that? It is true that during our life, we will all experience several changes. Yes, this seems to be the hook. Okay, it can be a question. Yeah, the hook can be a question, remember that, or it can also be a sentence. Yeah, but it has to be something that gets the reader's attention. Then after that, we need background information. Background information. And do we find that? Well, before we do that, let's identify the thesis. Yeah, and what is the thesis statement? Well, the thesis statement is the key sentence in the whole essay. All right, it is the most important sentence in your introduction because it is going to tell you what the whole essay is about. So let's start by identifying the thesis. So if I'm not mistaken, this should be the thesis statement. No? Although I can think of some reasons why people can have some difficulties when coupling with changes, I believe that the positive outcomes of changes outweigh some problems. So this is the writer's opinion. Okay, we are not making corrections at this point, corrections on English spelling at this point. We want to focus on organization. Okay, so if that is the thesis statement, which is a long one, to be honest, I prefer to have very short, direct thesis statements in the introduction of my essays. Why? Because then it's easier for the reader to identify your main point. Okay, so if that is the thesis and we also have the hook, this is the background information. In my opinion, this background information is too short. Why? Because the background information has to give you context. Okay, context on the topic. Some other times, remember, it is going to give you a definition. It can also give you a definition. It can also define the topic. But the idea is to give you background information, is to give you context on the topic or to define the topic so that you are prepared for reading the following paragraphs. But in this case, we have just one sentence as part of your background information, and especially if you're aiming at a C2 exam, a certification, you will need something more consistent. So, but we have the three ingredients, so to speak, here. Now, we want to find the other ingredients here in this other paragraphs, sorry. And this is the first one, the first body paragraph. So I will put my comments here and I will paste everything here and I will see how many words this has. This paragraph has 111 words. Okay, 111 words. Yeah, that's nice. And what about the second body paragraph? This body paragraph has 135. It is a little bit longer than the first one. There's no rule on that, but we try to make paragraphs that have the same amount of information or a similar number of words. Okay, so let's insert here a table, and right there I will be pasting the paragraph that we will be correcting later. I forgot, I'm sorry about this, how many words we have here. 135, that's good. So that's the number of words, 135. Okay, so now what are we gonna do in the body paragraphs? When I correct a body paragraph, I make sure that the body paragraph is related, that it is connected with a thesis statement. So there's no way to write a paragraph that is not connected to the thesis statement. So what I do is I bring down the thesis statement, I copy the thesis statement, and I paste it right there where you see it. And I compare the information that this paragraph has against the thesis statement to see if they are friends or enemies. They have to be friends, okay? There has to be a connection. So let's read the thesis statement. It says, although I can think of some reasons why people can have some difficulties when coupling with changes, maybe what this person means, what Paquita means, is coping, no? Coping, no? Probably that's what she means. With coping with changes, I believe that the positive outcomes of changes outweigh those problems. Okay. That is the main idea of the essay. Now, let's see if Paquita has included that idea here in the paragraph. It says, on the one hand, changes can be difficult to some people because humans are creatures of common habits. So this is her first idea. Okay, this is her first idea. Oh, sorry. Yes, that's perfect. On the other hand, changes can be difficult to some people because humans are creatures of common habits. Great. Now, we have to make sure that we see that the topic sentence, the topic sentence has to be connected with a thesis statement. What are you going to find in the topic sentence? You have to find two things. You have to find the topic and a controlling idea. Okay, so what is your double L? Sorry. What is your controlling idea? We're going to see that in a moment. So what's the topic? Changes Okay, this is the topic, changes. Can be difficult to some people because humans are creatures of common habits. Yeah, this is the controlling idea. All right, so that is the controlling idea. So the topic is changes. It's very general. You can say a lot of things about changes. So one of the things that you say about changes, that is your controlling idea. That controlling idea is going to decide what you put in your paragraph. So what does the paragraph say? I believe that such situations have to do with survival instincts. Okay, which situations is she talking about? Common habits. Yeah, it's not clear to me what the situation is about. Okay, so I will underline this. There are some theories on which newborns and babies can be easily trained into routines because common habits give humans a feeling of safety. Is she talking about habits here? Yes, she's talking about habits. And your controlling idea mentions habits, but I'm not sure what Paquita means by situations. Yeah, it says feeling protected from harm or any other undesirable situation can be the reason why humans are usually not very fond with changes. So she's talking about changes again and breaking those habits, breaking those habits that lead you into a changing situation. So although it is true that not all humans respond in the same way in the presence of an imminent change, I believe that in overall, it is in our nature to be somehow reluctant to changes. All right. Okay, so here it says that she's going to talk about how difficult it is. Okay, idea number one. Idea number two, we are used to habits. All right. To be honest, when I write a topic sentence, when I write a topic sentence, look at orange. I don't use the word because when you use the word because, you make your sentence too long. And you already give away information that you can include in the body as a way of supporting your main point. Okay, so maybe some people can do something like this. No? I believe that positive outcome changes. Yeah. Here, she's saying that there are positive outcomes. Yes, but I don't see that she's talking about positive outcomes in this paragraph. So your first topic sentence has to tell me what one of those positive outcomes is. So if I don't see a positive outcome mentioned here in this paragraph, then the paragraph may be out of topic. Okay, so I think that there is a problem there, and we will be looking into that later, correct? So let's make sure that our topic sentence, orange, and our thesis statement, green, yellow, are tightly connected. Okay, I don't see that tight connection at this point. Now, next paragraph. To correct the next paragraph, we also need to bring down the thesis statement. And remember, the thesis statement is usually the last sentence that you write in an introduction. Okay, so that is going to guide your writing process. Now, despite the natural enthusiastic first reaction that majority of humans present against changes, I believe the changes are a positive thing. Yes, they are a positive thing. But the problem is that this topic sentence is not saying what that positive thing is, what that positive outcome is. You don't need to verbalize it or articulate it like that again. Why? Because you have already said so in the introduction. So it is better if when you read orange, you already have your first positive outcome that is mentioned in the introduction, presented right there in the topic sentence of every single body paragraph that you have. And remember, the topic sentence, orange, is going to be the opening sentence of a paragraph. And that topic sentence has to answer or support yellow. Okay, it has to support yellow. If there is something that you are stating in yellow, orange has to give you the first reason, but we don't see that there either. So you're talking about positive outcomes already in the introduction, but I don't see the positive outcome mentioned in orange, the topic sentence. What do you need in the topic sentence? Remember, here you need your topic sentence needs two things. It needs, first of all, your topic, and it also needs a controlling idea. All right. And remember, we are not correcting English. We're not correcting spelling, because the first thing to understand at this point is organization. Okay. And this is the basics of how to organize an academic essay. Well, there are many ways to organize it, but let's say that this is the most common one. Okay, so it says, despite the natural enthusiastic first reaction the majority of humans present against changes, I believe the changes are a positive thing. We may not be aware on a daily basis of the fact that we are constantly changing from the day we are born until the day we die. We will go through an amazing physical changing process. Furthermore, humans will encounter not only physical changes, but also emotional and circumstantial changes throughout their lives. Changes make us adjustable, flexible, and adaptable. Yes, so here Paquita is mentioning the things, the positive outcome. But in my humble opinion, it would be better if she mentions that in orange. And then she supports her point with the supporting sentences that make up the paragraph, right? Prepare us to face a number of situations that will occur in our lives. In addition, those characteristics can be important to develop a sense of empathy. So you see, so in my opinion, the topic sentence has to say something like, it allows us to develop personal traits that make us stronger or better, something like that. No, but we don't see that. Orange only says that the changes are positive. But she has already said that in the introduction, so she needs to be more specific in orange. For example, if we did not experience changes, we will not be able to understand different situations that others may be going through. Okay, so here, Paquita is like giving an example at the end, but as you can tell, here, there's little that is being said about those positive outcomes. Yes, and that is something that we don't want to do, right? In conclusion, now let's go to the conclusion. Let's go to the conclusion, and I will here insert a table. So this is the way in which we usually correct writings. And comments. What are the comments here? And I'm pasting this. And how many words do we have here? Words 39. In my opinion, this is a short essay. A short conclusion, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, you need a concluding phrase. A concluding phrase. After the concluding phrase, you need to paraphrase the thesis statement. All right. After that, you have to summarize the body. After summarizing the body, you need final thoughts, because you need to move people to act. You have to do something like that. So do you have does Paquita have a concluding phrase here? Yes, in conclusion. So that is her concluding phrase. Then she needs a thesis statement. I mean, she needs to paraphrase the thesis statement. So let's see if that is what she has. In order to do that, we need to bring the thesis statement down again and paste it here as some, so that we have reference there. And humans will face numerous changes throughout their lives. Yeah, this is what she says. All right. Paquita says this. Do you think she's fully paraphrasing the thesis? Well, we don't want to be dogmatic here, but the point is that it seems that this is a very short paraphrasing of the thesis. And she's not saying here that she believes that change brings positive outcomes. No, she's not saying that. So some people may believe that this is not complete, but no worries. You can include that in the summary of the body. So is she summarizing the body? While it can be understandable why humans may be reluctant to changes as a first impulse, changes are crucial to human evolution as they create adaptable and empathetic beings. Okay, now, do you think that summarizes her whole body? Well, unfortunately, we cannot tell what her main positive outcome is by reading orange. We should be able to tell what the positive outcome is. So we have to read a whole paragraph to see what she means. And that's something we don't want, okay? We want to see her main point right here in orange. And here, which one is her first main point in orange? On the other hand, on the one hand, change can be difficult, okay, to some people because humans are creatures of common habits. All right. Although I can think of some reasons why people can have some difficulties when coping with changes, I believe that the positive outcomes of changes outweigh those problems. Okay, so what is she doing here in this paragraph? In this paragraph, she's talking about the difficulties in this orange paragraph. Okay, so the difficulty may be to change your habits. Maybe that's what she means, right? And here, the other part of the essay, in the other part, she says that there are positive outcomes. And she's paraphrasing that here again. She's paraphrasing it. So it would be better to mention what the outcome is. And, or what the outcomes are. And here to say, right here, which the difficulties are. So if you are an expert reader or a seasoned reader, so you can probably infer what the difficulty is here. All right. So if you are not a seasoned reader, so then it takes more time. So when you're training people into writing, it is better to tell them to be straightforward, right to the point. That is the easiest way to put your ideas together. Okay, some students want to write their essays as if they were poems. Figuratively speaking, they want to pour their whole hearts into their writing process. That's awesome. That's great. And sometimes they like narrations, they like illustrations, they love figurative speech, but they do not have the command in English to be able to put 4 paragraphs together using their preferences or their preferred styles. So it is better to play it safe and to just go to the point. So if your students are trained to do that, then they will be able to write something like this. A hook in the introduction, light blue, orange, background information, but it should be richer, okay, richer, and also a thesis statement that straightforwardly tells you what the paragraph or what the whole essay is about, okay? And here, your thesis statement has to be related to every single topic sentence that opens each of the body paragraphs, okay? So orange has to be linked to yellow. This is the first body paragraph. This is the second body paragraph. Orange has to be linked to yellow. If that is not happening, your body paragraph is out of topic. And in the conclusion, you also bring down the thesis statement to make sure that you are paraphrasing the thesis statement, okay? You have to paraphrase it, okay? Then the person or the student has to summarize the body. And we don't see a full summary here because it's not clear what her main ideas are in each of the paragraphs. Okay, summarize the body, all the body paragraphs you may have. All right, paragraphs, right? And you need final thoughts. Here you can encourage readers to act upon your arguments, okay, to do something. And here we lack this. So Paquita didn't write anything here to move people to action. So I hope this video helps you a little bit understand how to organize and how to evaluate, how to see if a paragraph or an essay, sorry, is well organized. That is what we need to see, how well an essay is organized. That is the first step when correcting an essay, okay? So what do you need? A hook, background information, and a thesis statement in the introduction. In the first body paragraph, we need a topic sentence, and the topic sentence has a topic and a controlling idea, and it is connected with the thesis statement from the introduction. The same happens in the second body paragraph, and in your conclusion, you want a concluding phrase, a thesis statement, the thesis statement paraphrased, the body paragraphs summarized, and final thoughts to move people to act. All right, I hope this video is useful.